Hello and thank you for joining us today at Distracted by Life. Our podcast is all about making change within yourself and your relationships. We share conversations, stories, and explore ideas coming from our lifelong journey of the high points and especially the low points where we learn to face our fears or cope with pain, loss, and failure. We do this in a discovery quest to establish patterns around our past and understanding whether we are tripping up from our past or being held hostage by it. We work on identifying ways to move forward, aligning our core values, and unlocking the keys to self-awareness, self-acceptance, self-compassion, and letting go of what is not serving you positively in life. A better you is always there, ready to explore in a new world. So let's begin. The practice of gratitude as a tool for happiness has been in the mainstream for years. Long-term studies support gratitude's effectiveness, suggesting that a positive, appreciative attitude contributes to greater success in work, greater health, peak performance in sports and business, and a higher sense of well-being. In today's episode, we explore ways to practice gratitude with Amal. Hello, and welcome, Amal.
Hi, Dan. Glad to be here. I love talking about this gratitude practice. And I know you laugh every time at my intro when I say, hi, Dan. Glad to be here.
It's my favorite topic. I love this one. This is my favorite.
Anyway.
I know, they're all pretty interesting, actually.
I have to say, it is a practice that I do daily, as you know. And from my own personal experience, I have seen the benefit of the practice in how my thinking have shifted, actually, and how centered and calm I've become throughout my day. It also kind of, to be honest, it really sets the stage for how I start my day. It provides me with a fresh perspective when I get lost in my own spiral or get stuck in vortex. To be honest, if I miss one day, I know people thinking gratitude. Some people are saying, yes, there is so much research on gratitude and the benefit of gratitude out there. And in the last couple of years, especially, I would say, increasingly, a lot of people have found peace and calm that helped and a hopeful outlook during the last couple of years of the pandemic. So it does actually help. It is a practice. It's not something that you do one day or once a week and then you expect the benefit to show. It's a daily practice, just like meditation. And the more you do it and the frequency in which you do the practice, it actually really shows the benefit. And the only way for you to know if it's working or not, it's not like, oh my God, something magic. It's going to open and you're going to see all the improvement right away. It's mainly the magic happen really internally from inside. I'm going to try to explain it. It's a little bit hard to explain it, but when you practice gratitude, at least in my personal experience, doing it daily, I feel over time, I feel this sense of uplifting and lightness, and calm. And whatever comes my way, which does come my way, and the low times, I find myself bouncing back a lot quicker than I used to before. It's same thing with meditation. The meditation practice that I do is mainly to control the reactivity and the anxiety and the worry. And the more I practice the meditation and I get into that place to get into the focus and clarity of mind, the more I see the benefit. Because in the midst of when things are dark and you are in that vortex I was saying, stuck, there is a sense of hopefulness that kind of comes over you. But
can I just
add
2 cents? What I've noticed is the change is night and day. That you seem more centered, you seem able to focus more, and the bounce back is noticeable. Obviously, been with you for quite a few years, but it is literally a noticeable change.
It
and
is.
a positive one.
It is. It
Yes.
gives me a lot of clarity, a lot of space. Practicing self-compassion is a big thing for me because it helped me bounce back. Because not everything I do is supposed to be succeed 110%.
No, you're always going to run up into hurdles and stuff like that. But it is that bounce back that's
knowing
pretty
that I can get back up and pick up where I left off and just not feel so defeated and bogged down by the setback or the situation. But while many may acknowledge gratitude, many benefit really, it still can be difficult to sustain. It is. So many of us are trained to notice what's broken, undone, or lacking in our lives. And for gratitude to meet its full healing potential in our lives, it needs to become more than just a thanksgiving word. Like I said, it has to be a practice. We have, as human, the negativity bias. Everyone has it. So in order for us, and with our negativity bias, we have to train our brain to not always jump and only just focus on the negativity. That is why you tend to notice the broken, the undone, that's not working, that's not happening. So with practicing gratitude and having that as a practice in your daily life, it actually helps you. Yeah, it's not that you are not seeing what's wrong and you're not admitting, like you over kind of glossing over things. That's not what it meant to do. It meant to keep you have that hopeful outlook. We have to learn new ways of looking at things, a new habit, and that can take some time. That's why practicing gratitude once a week doesn't cut it. That's why practicing gratitude makes also so much sense if you want to learn a new way of looking at things. We practice giving thanks for all we have instead of complaining about what we lack. We give ourselves the chance to see all of life as an opportunity and a blessing. One thing to note that gratitude isn't also blindly optimistic approach in which the bad things in life are, like I said, glossed over or whitewashed or ignored. It's more a matter of where we put our focus and attention. It's like the law of attraction. The more you put your focus and attention on something that is negative and not happening, the more you attract that into your life. That's why people say do visualization and all that stuff. The more, what matters is where you put your focus and attention. When you see the goodness that you have, you feel a lot better and hopeful about life in general, because pain and injustice exist in the world. But when we focus on the gifts of life, actually, we gain a feeling of well-being. Gratitude balances us and give us that hope. There are actually many things to be grateful for, right? Like colorful autumn leaves, legs that work, friends who listen, chocolate, fresh eggs, warm jacket, the ability to read, roses, our health, butterflies, all sorts of things. What's on your list?
Oh, peanut butter.
Okay. There you go. Coffee?
Well, definitely.
Yeah.
That's gratitude every day.
Every
morning.
Those are blessings. Those are gifts, because when you want to put things into perspective, look at the other side of the world that don't have those things that we have, or different things than what we have. It really puts things into perspective. There are some ways to actually practice gratitude. As Jon Kabat-Zinn says, the little things, the little moments, they aren't little. Saying thank you, holding the door for someone, these little moments can change the tone of your whole day. One of the most powerful ways to rewire your brain for more joy and less stress is to focus on gratitude. There are kind of simple ways to be more grateful or to become more grateful. One of them, which is very well known, is that keep a gratitude journal in which you can actually list things that you are grateful for.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there on this one. everybody says keep a gratitude journal. Keep a gratitude journal. Now, if I understand you correctly, you're not writing a novel.
No.
It's every day. It's just 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Like it's really
It's not
something.
even that. It's really just write. I would say 3 things that you're grateful for. But you can write 1 or 2 things. It doesn't matter. For me, I always practice 3 things that I'm grateful for. I do it every day. It takes me less than 3 minutes. I can either, if I don't have a pen and paper with me, or I didn't carry my journal with me, I actually say it verbally to myself. Like literally, verbally, I'll say what I'm grateful for. The greater the frequency may be actually better for creating that new habit. That's why they say practice gratitude journal daily, because the frequency is what helps this new habit to form, and then over time you get to feel. It's very hard to pinpoint exact benefit, because it's more what you feel inside, which is the only person that practice it will actually know how to describe that feeling.
So it's something I can do very quickly every day, but it's got a huge impact over time, because I can actually look back on it too.
Yes, definitely. On the dark days when you're not feeling up for it, you flip through a page or 2, which I actually do, to see what I wrote. And I am always fascinated about the things I write that I'm grateful for. There is a journal that I actually like and I use. It's called the 5 Minutes Journal. It's amazing. I love that journal. It's very quick. It is 5 minutes. Mind you, it is less than 5 minutes if you really want to think about it. I use that journal a lot and I enjoy it very much. However, because I've used so many so far, I'm actually planning to create my own, to put together my own, where I as a coach, I could see where the benefit are for someone to use something like that. So I will be specifically designing a journal that would cover specific things that would be helpful for my clients. It's a long-term project that I will be working on. So I guess by just keeping a journal where you get to see, and it would remind you to think of the grateful ways of the things, to be grateful for. So again,
so it's not as big a deal.
No,
that's the part that really stopped me.
No, it's not. It's about, it's really about establishing a daily practice in which you remind yourself of the gifts, grace, and benefits. And a good thing, and good things you enjoy, like recalling moments of gratitude associated with, let's say, ordinary event, personal attributes, or people, and people you value in your life. Kind of like it gives you that potential to interweave and sustainable theme of gratefulness into your life. So it could be people, it could be places, it could be things, it could be attribute. It's really just reminding yourself of the gifts and the grace that you have in your life. Because we do have grace in our life, and there are gifts in our life, despite what we think how miserable our life could possibly be. The other tip I would say, remember the bad. I know. Why would anyone want to remember?
You finished telling me to focus on the good.
I know.
And now you want me to remember the bad.
Yes, because to be grateful in your current state, it is helpful to remember the hard times that you have experienced. When you remember how difficult life used to be and how far you have come, you set up an explicit construct in your mind. And that construct is a fertile ground for gratefulness. Contrast, yes.
Okay.
Me and the R's are trouble here.
Yeah,
always.
It's okay.
Pronunciation of the R's are difficult here, people. So, anyway.
I'll be your R interpreter.
It's a fertile ground for gratefulness, because when you remember how hard things were and how far you have come, you get to be grateful you made it. There are actually still goodness came out of this hard time. There is always goodness that comes out of this hard time. But when you are in the midst of it, you don't see it. And that's something that we all do, is that when we are challenged, when we are faced with fear, loss, anxiety, worry, whatever it is, that it's next to impossible to calm our mind down, to calm our emotion, the volatility of our emotion and the reactivity of things. But that's why meditation, mindfulness, and gratitude and all those practices, those are just tools and strategies you have in your toolbox. It's supposed to help you.
Sometimes we forget to celebrate the wins, so to speak.
Yeah, and because also sometimes willpower can only take you so much and so far. So you have to find other tools and strategies to rely on to help you come up for air and keep that hopeful outlook in life. Also ask yourself 3 questions. Meditate on your relationship, let's say, with your friends, parents, siblings, work associate, children, partners, using these 3 questions. What have I received from, and fill in the blank, the person, the name, whatever. What have I given to, same concept, and what troubles and difficulty I have caused to whatever, you know. Share your gratitude with others. Research has found that expressing gratitude can strengthen relationships. So the next time your partner, your friend, or your family member does something you appreciate, be sure to let them know how much you appreciate them. I could tell you, remember...
Can you just repeat that again? So...
First of all...
So the next time your partner, we'll just focus on partner for a second, does something that you appreciate.
I always appreciate.
Be sure to let them know.
Yes, I always appreciate you. I tell you how much I love you and I appreciate you and I can't live without you. So, yeah.
I think you think it. I really do. Sometimes I don't think it comes out as often as you think it does. So
well, you know, I do.
Okay.
I do. The support system I have in my life, the friends that are so dear to me, I actually wrote a gratitude and appreciation letter and send it to my friend. You know, when we practice...
I didn't get that email. I
said to my friend...
I don't think it was on that list.
I said to my friend, remember when we did the gratitude practice with our son? That was kind of funny because he was like, what? What do you mean? Why do I have to do that? It was kind of like
I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I can't think of anything. Exactly.
You're sitting at home, stomach's full, roof over your head.
Yeah, he
got
could.
Toys.
It was kind of hard for him to. Mind you, I do have to admit there are days where even me, so used to practicing it daily, there are days where it's harder to practice the gratitude. There are. But
not every day is going to be perfect.
But to be honest, those are the very same day that I know I really need to push myself harder to find the good. Hunt for the good. Because that means my mental...
Just call out my name, honey. I'm going to answer. I'm not far.
It looks like my mental... What it does tell me is that my mental state is not in a good place. And in order for me to rewire the brain and transition that to something more of a hopeful outlook so I can actually kickstart my day, that's when I have to practice, like literally focus and find the good. Yep. Even if it's simple as smelling a good coffee in the morning. Come to your senses.
Are you talking to me, or is this the next?
That's the next one. And,
okay.
And sure enough, smelling a good coffee in the morning. So apparently, come to your to your senses. Basically, through our senses, the ability to touch, see, smell, taste, and hear, we gain an appreciation of what it means to be human and what an incredible miracle it is to be alive. Seen through the lens of gratitude, the human body is not only a miracle construction, but also a gift. Also, which I mentioned that earlier, use visual reminders. A lot of people actually, and research as well, talks about the visual reminders. If you can see it, you can achieve it, you can dream it, all that good stuff. So because the 2 primary obstacles to gratefulness are forgetfulness, and lack of mindful awareness. Visual reminders can serve as cues to triggers thoughts of gratitude. And oftentimes, the best visual reminders are other people. They could remind you, it depends. Other people could remind, our visuals as well, could remind you of, some of gratitude's thoughts and whatnot. Make a vow to practice gratitude. Research shows that making an oath to perform a behavior increases the likelihood that the action will be executed. So writing your own gratitude vow, which could be as simple as, I vow to count my blessing each day, and post it somewhere where you will be reminded of it every day. I don't know. And you post it on a mirror in the morning when you wake up, wash your face, brush your teeth, you see it right there.
Is that why you stick sticky notes on my forehead some days?
No, but maybe. And then
I don't know what's written on them.
And then, or even in the kitchen fridge, you just put one there. Watch your language. Grateful people actually have a particular linguistic style that uses language of gifts, givers, blessings, blessed, fortunate, and abundance. In gratitude, you should not focus on how inherently good you are, but rather on the inherently good things that others have done on your behalf.
Oh, can you repeat that part?
Like,
so you should focus on
how wonderful your partner, let's say, cook for you, or and chill a wine for you in the fridge, or buy you your favorite chocolate when they see that you're having a hard time without you asking. So those are definitely good things that you can feel grateful for, because the other human being around you are actually acknowledging and show you their own appreciation. And
at the time they don't acknowledge it, but
so it might not be words, but
later,
but it's very much actions too. So that's a good thing.
That is true. Yes. Go
through the motions. Grateful motions include basically smiling, saying thank you, and writing letters of gratitude. Like I mentioned, write a letter.
There is science behind smiling, literally, increasing your endorphins.
Very much so. It's true scientifically. By going through the grateful motions, actually you trigger the emotion of gratitude more often than you think. The smiling, the laughing, those feelings of joy tend to really trigger feelings of gratitude. Think outside the box. If you want to make the most out of an opportunity to flex your gratitude muscle, you must actually look creatively into new situations and circumstances in which you feel grateful. So, for example, make a game of finding the hidden blessings in a challenging situation. It is a game because it's very hard.
The next time I make a purchase of something very expensive, I really need you to focus on that one. Make a game out of what? Finding
the hidden blessings in the challenging
Yes.
situation.
Okay, so next time I buy something expensive.
Because it's very hard to find the blessing in a challenging situation. That is why make it a game. Review your challenging situation and see the blessing in it. Yes. It's not easy, but try it and you will see. It works. But it's not I'm not saying it's an easy practice. That's why they call it a practice gratitude to begin with. You're retraining your brain, your mind to see the good in things no matter how dark things look from overall. Because if you don't do that, you will sink, you will stay in a dark place. That will lead into depression and unhappiness, and you're not living life in joy. You need, in order to lean into joy, you have to find the joy, because you can't find people to bring you joy. You have to find the joy in your life. And that could be in so many ways, by looking at things in so many ways and different ways. And gratitude practice helps you start there.
And this is why we need to rewire the brain, because when
because
you
of
get
the
into
negativity
those challenging situations, it's like negativity dominoes that follow right
Yes,
after.
you see what's lacking, what's not happening, what's not working, what's a mess, what's
And
this.
you've got to stop those from
And
falling.
you have to, your brain is wired to do this. You have to get in front of it by rewiring it a different way. And that takes practice. Because it's the unconscious mind that takes control and send you into that spiral and darkness.
Yeah.
Not the conscious mind, it's the unconscious mind. And so when you feel like complaining, for example, make a gratitude list instead. You would be amazed by how much better you feel. Practice gratitude around the dinner table or make it a part of your nighttime routine. Before you get in bed, you can say a couple of things you're grateful about as an ending to the day, or in the morning, obviously, or at the dinner table, just like people say.
As a family.
Yeah, give grace or, give thanks. You could, sit around the table and say one thing you're grateful for today that happened, something good that happened today. It literally forces you to look at one good thing that happened today versus all the bad things that could possibly went in the day. And because that's what happened. You have the highs and the lows, but you have to highlight the highs and acknowledge the lows. Not turn your head and be blindly not acknowledging what the darkness or the low is in your life. But the low is there to learn from it. And so the next time you learn how to, troubleshoot or plan better. But it's not meant to bury you where you can continue and live your life and look forward to something else. Or it's also should not overshadow the good that happens, because you can't tell me you're living life, none of it is good. The good is always outweighing the bad. It's that scale thing that you have to do. Notice how gratitude is impacting your life. Write about it. Express thanks for the gratitude. You will notice, but like I said, for each person is different. And it's actually more of that feeling. It's so deep. You just feel it. There's some days I wake up and I look at the sky on a day that it's sunny and or just blue sky, clear. And there is this awe I'm feeling from inside. And I don't know how to explain it, but I almost feel like I'm full from the inside. And then the day starts that way, and anything that it's not working well during that day, it actually doesn't matter, because I'm still in this awe thing in my head, internally inside me. That's what it's filling my cup. So anything happen, it doesn't really block me from feeling still in awe or rattle me, and I bounce back much quicker than before. My final thoughts: as you practice, an inner shift begins to occur, and you may be delighted to discover how content and hopeful you are feeling. That sense of fulfillment is gratitude at work, actually. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you find these tips helpful to you. And until next time, stay well and be blessed. Back to you, Dan.
Well, thanks, Amal. And thanks to all of you for joining us here at Distracted by Life. If you're interested to learn more, check out our podcasts, of course, or hop online to Amal's website at amalcandido.com, where she talks about her coaching world covering life, leadership, and mindfulness. They are including links to popular podcasts as well as her books. With that said, stay tuned for our next episode from Amal and myself. Thanks again, and talk to you soon.